In the next few moments that I have with you, I'm going to talk to you about the 3 Ds of success. In 1908, Jack Johnson became the first African-American heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Although he had only 5 years of education, he saw himself for what he could become and not what others said that he could not do. He was filled with what he called the dreams and desires that were common to youth. He was willing to pursue his dreams despite the obstacles that were in front of him. As I looked at his accomplishments, I discovered that he operated by the 3 principles that I call the 3 Ds effect. I'll tell you about those later. But I guess when you look at his life, I guess he was on the right track at an early age. Now, you guys are at a defining moment in your time, in your life. You have a responsibility to your parents and yourselves. You have a responsibility to your parents and yourselves. Some of you guys in the stands do not know that you have been created with a purpose. You guys are fearfully and wonderfully made. Each one of you on the Southside will have skills and talents that nobody else has. You are headed towards a brighter tomorrow, and your future can be as bright as you want it to be. But the choice is yours. So the question now becomes, how do you want to be remembered? Now that is not a rhetorical question. That is a question that deserves to be answered. And only you can answer it. Only you can answer it. Now is the time for you to begin to believe in yourselves if you don't already do. And I know some of you guys are saying, I'm too young to be thinking about my future. I'm too young to be thinking about how my life is going to turn out. I promise you, if you apply these principles, you will achieve and accomplish many things in your life. It is your responsibility to strive for greatness. You can never achieve anything unless you first desire to do so. In fact, desire is the first D in the 3 D effect. It can be defined as having a strong passion for something. If you don't believe that desire is important, ask the girls and boys basketball team. But here's the problem. Nobody in my family ever graduated high school, let alone attended college. But I was not going to let that stop me. Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. So I had to start a new path in my life. I had to buckle down and take school seriously. Now, before you might say that everything was smooth. It did not. In fact, when I graduated from high school, I was near the bottom of my class. Some of my friends, and even my own mother, tried to encourage me to go into the military. However, I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I was not going to let anybody deter me from my dream. This is where dedication kicked in, which is phase 2 of the 3 D effect. Dedication can be defined as the price that you're willing to pay to get what you want. Make no mistake, desire is important. But without hard work and preparation, you can never achieve what you desire. You can never achieve it. So again, I'll ask you, how do you want to be remembered? I am certain at the beginning of the season that both teams had a desire to be champions. It was not going to be given to them. They had to learn it. They had to dedicate themselves to practice, to keep their grades up, and to overcoming obstacles when it got sacrifice. If you want to be on the honor roll, then you're going to have to sacrifice spending time at the mall with your friends. And set aside some quality time to study. Nobody can do it but you. Your parents and teachers can only encourage you. They can't do it for you. You have to do the things that others are not willing to do today in order to have the things that others will not have tomorrow. It is your responsibility. So again, I'll ask that question. How do you want to be remembered? Now, if you choose to make this an option for yourselves, I must warn you about the border bullies, or to use your language, the hater bullies. In the book, The Dream Giver, Bruce Wilkinson said, a border bully is a person that tries to prevent you from accomplishing your dreams or desires. They will do any and say anything to make that happen. They'll say things like, why you going out for the basketball team? You're too short. You ain't gonna make a team. You ain't no good. Or what about this one? Every time I turn around, you study. Why you always study? You think you're smarter than somebody? Duh, isn't that the reason you study? Isn't that the reason you study? Now, you have to understand this. You have to understand this. The next time that you find yourself in front of a border bully, I want you to do me a huge favor. I want you to look them square in the eye, and I want you to say the following. I can do and achieve anything that I desire. Hear me on this now. I can do and achieve anything that I desire because Dr. Dre said so, and that's the bottom line. And if you got a problem with that, don't see it. Which is determination. In this life, you must be willing to make your life a mission and not an intermission. Determination is defined as the willingness